Of celebrating the Easter season kind of proper. We've completed the octave of Easter, kind of that heightened celebration of the resurrection. And now we move into the season dedicated to celebrating Easter in a deeper way. So, just a couple of kind of housekeeping things. I'll do that at the beginning here and then at the end. Our schedule this week, following what we hope is kind of our normal schedule, at least for the next couple weeks. We will have confessions available tomorrow evening, Tuesday evening, from 5:30 to 6:30 in the church, and then 7 p.m. The Rosary. We'll pray the Rosary together. On Wednesday morning, there are confessions from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. And then at noon, we will live stream Mass on Facebook Live and YouTube. Friday evening at 6:30, evening prayer. And then on Saturday, the church is open from 1 to 4:30. And then there are confessions available from 3 to 4:30. And then we'll live stream Mass again on Sunday at 8:30 a.m. And the church will be open for prayer from 10 to 2. So that's kind of the housekeeping. One other thing, that we are going to have the office closed again this week, hopefully, and we'll pray and keep our fingers crossed that there will be good news coming soon, hopefully maybe even this week, about easing some of these stay-at-home orders, and we'll see how that goes. But just because last week there wasn't a whole lot of activity with the office closed, we're just going to prolong that through this week then also. So I'll repeat that too at the end of this video. But if we see in the gospel for today's Mass that we kind of jump back to early in John's gospel. We're in the 3rd chapter. And it's Jesus meeting with Nicodemus at night in secret. And the reflection becomes about baptism. It's not in a kind of a phrase that we associate a lot of times in the Catholic Church with us with born again, but Nicodemus, I think in this translation, says that twice. How can I be born again? After I'm old, after I've been born once, how am I born again? And Jesus tells him that we need to be born of water and the Spirit. That yes, we have a fleshly birth, a physical birth, but we need that spiritual birth. And so I think we're invited during this Easter season to pray for, or to remind ourselves of the importance of our baptism, and maybe find out what date your baptism day is. And that can be a day throughout the year that you celebrate, just like a birthday or an anniversary or anything like that. The anniversary of our baptism is an important day for us. So we always want to celebrate that. As one priest once said, if we think about it, that's our birth to eternal life. That we are washed. We go down into the death of Jesus to be raised up with him again. So in a way, we're already living eternal life that way. We're striving to grow closer to God, to grow near to him, so that when this earthly journey is over, the leap in the next is not a leap, but it's just this natural progression then from our closeness to God here to perfect union with God. So our baptism is an important date. It's something that I know for many years I probably took for granted or never thought much about. But this Easter season, baptism takes a central role. It's also, too, a good reminder to pray for all those who were to be baptized at the Easter Vigil and now are waiting for the opportunity to do that. Young people who were going to celebrate First Communions and Confirmations, that those have been delayed. All those different celebrations during this Easter time that were scheduled and now have to be put on hold. Each time at Mass I try to remember all those who are waiting now for the Easter sacraments. So we want to not take for granted our own celebration of those sacraments, and we also want to pray for those who are now kind of in that holding mode, who are waiting, hopefully patiently and hopefully with a growing desire for the gifts of God poured out upon them in these Easter sacraments. So baptism, we don't want to downplay the importance of baptism, and we want to take time to reflect upon it, especially during this Easter season. Okay. So just to conclude, just a reminder of our schedule this week. We have confessions Tuesday evening, 5:30 to 6:30. Live stream rosary at 7. Confessions on Wednesday morning from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. Noon, live streamed Mass on Wednesday. Friday evening prayer at 6:30. And then Saturday, the church is open from 1 to 4:30 with confessions from 3 to 4:30. And then on Sunday, we have live stream Mass at 8:30. And then the church, St. John the Baptist, is open from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. So hope everyone is staying healthy. We'll continue to pray, look out for one another, and also, too, may God bless you abundantly this day.